Welcome to the Dirtbike Burrito YouTube channel. Thanks for subscribing and following us. Tonight we're quite glad to be bringing you some products that we're going to be running this year. B&B have come on board and sent us a few things which we're very excited about in regards to kind of bike protection, which for riders like myself is huge. I have damaged some bikes beyond repair sometimes. So luckily, B&B have come off-road and we're going to be able to find out how good they are. Now, as you can see, I've kind of got an assortment from my old Force Guards, which have been great for maybe 12 to 13 months. They've been fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to trying the new stuff because the Force stuff's been great and I've been really enjoying it, but I'll probably go into a bit of detail later on about kind of where we found it lacking. This is my second set. Unfortunately, the first set I had, I lost during a race at Broken Hill. The clamp set and let go, and I lost the whole bash plate, but that's for another story. So I suppose what we'll do is we'll start of what we actually have and kind of see where they kind of either outshine or underperform compared to the Force equipment that we've had previously. So we'll start with our Radiator Guards. As mentioned, I have been using the Force Radiator Guards. These ones are about 12 months old. My style is mostly hard enduro. I've done a few sprint rounds, just normal enduro racing. These are fantastic, don't get me wrong, and they've done the job a lot. I've just found that if you do kind of lie the bike down for a little nap, they crush quite easily, and as you can see, these are 12-month-old radiators, so totally repairable, with a bit of persuasion, but for the application that we use them for, they're no good. Now, we've also found that they leak, but it also has broken the bottom weld here. So when we talked to B&B, they kind of said, our guards and radiator braces are a bit more designed for those side impacts. So we are quite lucky to get some of these. They look bulletproof. They're great design. They've also got this ingenious bit of mesh that you can kind of pull off. I suppose if you wanted just to run it open, but we're still encased, it gives you brilliant airflow, especially for those hot rides in summer. And then it also includes these braces. Now, I was reading the instructions, which is blasphemy really most of the time, but these braces actually mount back to the engine mount and then wrap around the actual radiator. I think that's a fantastic idea. It really stops that inward movement, which was a big problem with these radiator guards. Once you took a kind of impact straight on from a tree or a rock, I found the radiator hose at the bottom would kink, and it would take a bit of massaging to kind of unkick it, and you can almost see it here. That's this hose come down, and that's because of that side impact. I mean, it's not a big issue, but it's just going to be interesting to see how these deal with the harder, slower stuff that we ride compared to the Force ones. Very excited to put them on. The instructions, which I have here, make it seem pretty easy. As I said, the clamp kind of just goes on the engine mount. The bike has to come apart, but that's not a real issue. It made me have to clean it, so it's quite a good thing. So it's going to be exciting to try these out and see. Bash plates, pipe guards. I think every bike needs one, especially if you have two-stroke. You've got those big expansion chambers that just take a flogging. So this has been the one that I've been using for a while. It's just a Force two-stroke bash plate with a pipe guard built into it. It's been great. I have found, however, because it's got such a kind of a low design here, a lot of the times when I lay the bike over for a nap, I've kind of dented the top half of the bike, and I've got one of the pipes here to show. So as you can see, my pipe here took quite a beating at the top section, because when it would sit in there, it would be a bit more exposed. Now, there's really not much you can do about that except if you've got a carbon fiber pipe guard, which I went and did. So as for the designs, there's really not much they can do. And now looking at the B&B one, there is a slightly more protection up here, which is great. And obviously you've got this kind of front section, which I think will do good. It may stop the pipe moving so much, especially in the rocks. This one, 12 months, probably just over 12 months. I lost the one before this one at a race in Broken Hill called Mad Max Outback Challenge, which has been this, I almost lost this one, the same kind of circumstances. If you know, obviously if you've got these on your bike, you know that there's kind of a bolt that comes up through the base here and another one that comes up in the middle here. What I found, I haven't cleaned it because I'm a grub, what I found was those bolts would vibrate. Now I used locking wire, I used everything I could think of, but I'd still vibrate and lose them. So I've lost nuts, I've lost the washers, I've lost the metal plate. I've fabricated up a few plates before to try and change the design. Nothing would retain it. By the end, I was ending up using just hose clamps to try and hold everything together to ride. I'd kind of wrap them through the holes in here, straight to the frame. It rubbed the paint off it, and it just wasn't good. You'd have that horrible vibration. So that's the only downside I found with the Force ones. Apart from that, as you can see, it's been for 12 months. It's got a bit of love on there. It's taken an absolute flogging, but it's done the job. It's protected it so well, and really recommend these ones. The Force one here is a two-piece, which is quite exciting. You could just have the bash plate itself, which I'm kind of leaning towards as well, because I've got the carbon fiber pipe guard, which kind of comes all the way around. It's nice. It's got the high sides, just like the same as the other one. It comes up a lot higher underneath the bike as well, so it's going to come right between the bike and your expansion chamber. It's a bit of an interesting design. I'm looking forward to fitting it up and seeing how it goes. But then if you do want to cover that expansion chamber, it comes with this very impressive bolt-on part. I mean, it looks like a bit like Mickey Mouse on drugs, which I'm really into. But I think it is quite heavy. Now, combined weight, I'm not sure. Probably more than a sparrow fart, less than turtle. So that's a bit of a gauge for you. But in comparison, the combined weight of these is a lot heavier than the single piece from Force. So if you really are a stickler for weight, it could be a bit of bit off-putting. For me, I weigh enough that really you could add a small child to my back and you wouldn't really notice it. So it's going to be interesting to fit them up, see how they work, and then obviously over time we'll see if I end up keeping this bolt on a piece or not. Now, from a metallurgy point of view, which is kind of my background and an engineering standpoint anyway, these are designed immaculately. The welds are fantastic. I look at welds and designs all day, every day. So the welds are great. Perfect amount of welds, perfect placement of weld, perfect placement of material as well. We may do a little destructive testing on it if I decide not to run with this anymore, which could be good. We'll put some pressure gauges on it, put some vibration analysis onto it as well, see how much it moves and shakes. But from an engineering standpoint, they've really done their homework, and I think it's going to be a good little trial for this year, especially with a few of the grassroots races coming up. I'm definitely going to use this, but I think for some of the enduro racing, I may just keep that. But hey, who knows? We'll find out. And the final thing that B&B sent us are these tie-down brace, adjustable tie-down braces. We're very excited about it because they are adjustable now, which is great for us. So it means you can try different bikes under it. Obviously, you know, there's the bike for turtle, and then there's obviously two-stroke owners who need a bit bigger. All it is just a single screw which kind of latches in. I think this is great. We've had plastic ones before and they've broken and lost, and these ones are good. So thank you very much. But remember, if you are going to adjust them, you want to just adjust the screw here, but adjust it according to your bike size. 4 strokes, 2 strokes. So we're going to start with the radiator guards. Now you've got to take off your engine mounts. So these bad boys can fit very nicely in there to obviously give you more side impact protection. It's quite an easy job. It's just taking off your tank, your shrouds, your radiators. shouldn't take too long. We'll put it back together. So as you can see, I've got the Radiator Guard on now. I tell you what, it's a lot more stiff than the other one, the Force one, which is quite good. I'm really enjoying the kind of the open face here. I think that's going to be really good for when we hit the slow stuff. There's probably other designs out there that may have it, and a Force one may have it. I'm not too sure, but if you're going to do hard enduro, I think this is a great idea. The bracket that goes underneath the tank to the chassis as well, fantastic idea. It makes it like just super rigid. Really, really rigid. That's great. I was going to punch it, but then I realized it's metal and I'm made of glass. So we'll get the other side fitted up. So far, fitment's about 20 minutes. It's super easy. The instructions make it easy. I think they're definitely a good thing, and I'm really looking forward to hitting some side impact on it and seeing what happens. So we have the second side installed. Super easy. Same kind of method as the other side. I end up putting the kind of the grill on the front to see what it looks like. Once again, it's a fantastic option to have if you're going to do the fast stuff. The slow stuff, yeah, I mean, it's still going to work. I've got thermo fans on it, so it will still kind of draw through the airflow, but I'm not sure that it will make the guard any more rigid. The bolts are kind of in line. It's not a cross-studded pattern, which can help it, obviously under different loads. So I'm sure that there's some design, but I can't really see it. The other thing I've noticed with these guard is that you actually get a good amount of steering lock in it. So you can't see very well with my fantastic camera skills. You can kind of see you get a bit more lock. Oh man, I'm so bad at aim. Ooh, this is not good. So there, get some focus on that. So you get a good amount of lock, which is what you want when you want it to be, turning quite sharply. This one here was the Force one. That's how much I had to massage it to be able to get full lock. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of difference in that compared to how much I'm going to have to massage this one. It's just pretty much going to be taking off a little bit here on this blade or fin if I wanted to use them, just to ensure that I can get full lock. But apart from that, it will clear everywhere else. So that's a big bonus. So we're about to begin installing the bash plate and pipe guard. With the Force one originally, you had a single mount, a single bolt that would come through the middle of it, and would mount directly to this eyelet, which is one of the main problems that we had. It would just keep vibrating loose. Now, this B&B one seems to kind of have a bit more of a sturdy attachment point. There seems to be the bolt in the middle, but then that obviously creates a brace between the two chassis rails, and then you bolt into that actual bar instead of this one. It's a bold design. I think it's still a weak point at this one bolt here, but I guess we'll see. We'll just Loctite the hell out of it and see how it all mounts up. So we found our first issue, which is pretty good so far. This piece here sits along the bottom there and slides across to obviously be able to get bolted. Now the issue is, because I've got these case savers on both sides, it actually restricts the amount of depth I can go in, and I'm gonna have to take off maybe about 5 mil of this bar. Now, I mean, it doesn't sound like much, and it's really not. The only thing I worry about is that now we're taking off the coating off the mount, but it's really not much in the scheme of things. Just so we can get these bolts, obviously, to mount to, we're gonna have to cut it off. So, sorry, neighbors. So there it is. Bash plate installed. Not the pipe guard as of yet, as you can probably tell. Jeremy. Initial thoughts, pretty easy to get on. A little bit of modification, as you saw, just to fit around the case savers. Big thing I've noticed straight away is if we take the Force one, it's kind of a bit noticeable. You've got a lot more protection here. So straight up into the case, there's a lot more protection and meat in that section. So that's quite good. Plus up around here, you've got a bit more protection for your frame rails, which is good. I think it's definitely a bonus. Mounting wise, I mean, now you've got, instead of just one bolt in the front and one bolt underneath, you've got 3 bolts under here, 3 bolts in there. I think that's fantastic. You probably can't see very well, but these are all countersunk as well, which is just so smooth, so nice. So sits against the frame rail nice, really strong, no movement, no vibration from the initial set. I mean, obviously when we ride it's going to be different, but bash plate looks great. I'm going to be very interested to see how the pipe guard looks with the pipes installed. Cool. So I've test fitted the old two-stroke pipe up. I just wanted to see, a new one is going to fit perfectly. I wanted to see what the old pipe looks like on. It fits fine. You can see on camera, just down in here, there's actually a really nice cutout in this bash plate that allows the pipe to sit in nice and snug. It may be because this pipe's had a fair few knocks on it. It actually will touch at the bottom of each radiator guard. So that may mean if you were to use this pipe, one, congratulations, that is an impressive dent. Two, we may need to just fold these to bring it up so it doesn't hit, but we'll see. As I said, this is the old pipe. I'm gonna fit everything up and run with this old pipe for now, because the new pipe is way too clean to use. So we'll see how she goes. So as you can see, we are finally done with the old pipe on. It still fits quite nice. There's actually quite a bit of room in there. Once again, I don't know whether it could be the damage from the pipe or what it is, but it actually fits really nice, really snug. Looks great. Look forward to testing this out tomorrow out on the Dirtbike test track with a special guest that we've got coming out, which is exciting. I'm just going to put the rest of the bike back together again and see how we go. And yeah, once again, thanks to B&B for giving us this gear to test out. So that's it, bike's back together. It came really well together. I think I'm real happy with the way it looks. It took a little bit more time to put the pipe guard on. There's a bit of alignment issues with the top bolts and bottom. You really have to make sure the fitment's right. Two people would make it a lot easier. Obviously I'm hanging out here with all my friends. It's Valentine's, so friend. Massive thanks to B&B for obviously helping us out with this gear. I think it's going to be a little while before we can get some good results. It took me a year to obviously beat this to some form of submission. So it's going to be a lot of testing, but this is going to have a lot of events to go to really prove itself. Installation time with distractions about 3 hours, so it's not too bad. You can do it in the afternoon. I do recommend though lots of Loctite. There are a lot of bolts that will go in that will potentially rattle out, and I just believe Loctite. I mean, you Loctite it always anyway, but just one of my recommendations. Also, we're not always going to have new pipes and stuff laying around, so you may have some slight fitment issues. It's nothing to worry about. I mean, it's just generic. Thermofan was a little bit more difficult to fit. It's so tight in there. I recommend that you put your thermofan on as you're installing your radiators. If you put that brace on and then put the radiator in and hope to slide the thermofan down, you won't. It's definitely brace, thermofan, radiator. You may be able to get it done because you're special and better than I am, but that was the only issue I had. So the bike's buttoned up. There's about a month to go to Tenterfield, which is the first event for us Dirtbike burrito riders. So that month we're going to be doing a lot more riding, hence why she's a bit rough at the moment, to really bash her in. It will give me a good idea if I'm going to run with the pipe guard or I'm going to put the carbon fibre one on. But once again, thanks to B&B. They've really looked after us. Thanks to GRO as well. They've keeping the bikes running really smooth. I know Alex has been using the filter cleaner and he's raving about it. Oil-wise, I don't know viscosities when running temperatures are on. It's too hard to do oil analysis, so I can't tell you exactly how they are. Maybe later on down the track we can do some oil analysis. But for now, everything's running smooth, and thanks for joining. Remember to subscribe, like, share, just be our friends online. That'd be nice. And yeah, stay classy. And always remember, 4 straight, 2 straight. Remember. Thanks.